Hello and welcome back to the Red Shoe Lounge with Louise and Mara.
Hello, hello, hello. So happy to be here.
And me. And today we've got a couple of hashtags for this one. So decide which one you like. We're going to go with get over it and get up already, or suck it up and get up. And we're talking today about why you need to start getting up earlier.
I like suck it up and get up.
Yeah, don't switch off the recording, right? just hear us out, because you're talking to two people that had a love affair with the snooze button for many a year, right? Many a year. And I still adore my sleep. But I'll talk to me about, well, first of all, I want to talk to you because I know that I've seen the biggest change in you since September. And I didn't know at the time what happened. I was just like, what is going on? She's posting these pictures about working out and she's walking up all these steps in the dark and she's, you know, and I'm seeing on social media and the things that you were sharing on social media. And I was like, something has happened to that woman.
She's lost her ever living mind, hasn't she?
Yeah. What crazy action station is this? And then we spoke and you were like, yeah, I started getting up at 5 a.m. So yeah. What happened? How did you go from, you know, a snooze loving, mattress hugging Mara to like a get her upper?
Well, yeah, because it doesn't help when your bed is really cozy and you love your pillows and the warm husband next to you. You really don't want to get up until he does. But for me, I read and I'd actually read it earlier in time, but this one particular statement, and I don't know the exact quote, but I read The Miracle Morning, and it just kind of stuck with me. And the statement was something like, if you snooze your alarm, you snooze your life. Mm-hmm. And it kind of stuck with me, like even months later. And then I had a friend say to me, hey, I want to work out. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again with the workout. Because anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a fan. I'm not one of those people. Well, I won't get into it, but I wasn't a fan. That's for another discussion. So I wasn't a fan of working out, and especially not working out in the morning. So I decided I made the conscious decision and decided to put forth the effort that I was going to get up at 5 a.m. every morning. I was going to follow this miracle morning. I don't follow it to the T. I take what parts and pieces that I liked about it. So I decided that 5 a.m. was going to be the time that I was going to get up. I could have chose 6 a.m. I could have chose 4 a.m. I chose 5 a.m. That was going to be the time I was going to get up. The other book, and it just came into my memory, the other book that also kind of influenced me to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning was Mel Robbins' 5-second rule.
Yeah, good book.
Yeah, so you get up and it's 5, the alarm goes off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get up and you just do it. You don't want to do it. The alarm goes off and you go, oh, fuck. Yeah. It's 5 a.m. already. I'll just snooze for a minute. Nope. There's no snoozing. So what always comes into my mind, snooze your alarm, snooze your life. And I am no longer ready to snooze my life. I am ready to get my life going. I'm ready to jump the trajectory of the things that I want to do in my life. So it's time for me to get up, pick a time, get my ass up out of bed, and get my day started.
Love that. Love that. And it is so true. And I think as well, I mean, this is where Facebook's good for these things as well, the memes that go around. And there was one last week that said something similar to that, you know, but what is it about your life that doesn't make you want to get out of bed? Right?
I love that.
So, love that. Yes, mattresses are very comfortable, hopefully. And you know, like you say, you're snuggled up nice and warm, particularly when you're in a deep sleep. Like me and the alarm went off this morning, me and my husband were like, what year is it? Where are we? We had such a deep sleep. And he was like, I feel so tired. I said, I think it's because you're still half asleep. You haven't actually woken up yet. And, you know, it's a challenge because you're comfortable and you're warm. But if you think about the fact, like, if I was going to a weekend convention, if I was going on holiday, or if, I don't know, something really exciting was going on, you would be jumping out of bed. Mm-hmm. So when we're not jumping out of bed, it's time to look at our life and say, oh, okay, what needs to change here? right? Now, some of you might be going, oh, well, it's all right for you. You haven't got a job that sucks the soul out of you, right? Well, fucking quit the job then. Right? I haven't had a job that sucked the soul out of me. And I got paid a pittance to do it. And I said, and I would have carried on doing it. I really would have carried on doing it because we had to pay the bills. And we had a lot of debt. And I didn't have a choice. And then I just remember saying to Gary one day, like, I need, it was almost like I needed another option. I needed to know there was something else. And that's what started me on this massive journey. And I ended up training as a personal trainer. And I went and started delivering fitness classes. And for months, I didn't earn anything. It cost me to pay the room, to hire the room. And I made my kids come up, and they were like 7 and 8. I made them come up and work out with me and my husband. And eventually it took off because I was committed to doing that. And now I am committed to waking up in the morning, and one of the first thoughts that I have is, what can I choose to be excited about today?
I love that.
But what I won't have anybody say is, it's all right for you because.
Explain that.
Right, you know when people go, oh, well, it's all right for you because your husband, you know, it's all right for you because you haven't experienced blah, blah. Oh, it's all right for you. That fucking statement gets me every single time because
yeah. Everybody has bullshit. Everybody's got crap. Everybody's got it's all right for you thing. So get over it. Right.
And if it was that important to you, you would find a way. I had to transition. I side hustled for nearly 2 years before I left my job. But looking back now, best thing I ever did, I was earning double income, so I had my business and I had my job. And actually that 2 years contributed massively to Gary and I being able to pay off our debt and buy a house, right? So I think people need to stop wishing for it and start freaking working for it. That's the bottom line.
Right.
Digress. So let's come back to the morning stuff. And even so, I think more so since my children have left school and left home. When they were at school, you get up at the last minute and then you do the packing up or whatever you call them over there. And then, you'd get them off to school, and then I'd be like whizzing down the motorway at 100 miles an hour to get to work on time, and then whizzing back to do, and everything was just all rushy. Right. What I found for me, and I know you said this earlier before we came on the call, was that it gives you that time to intentionally decide what your day is going to be like.
Right.
And although that sounds really nice now, when you start it, you're going to hate us. We're okay with that. Because you're going to go, this does not feel good.
Yeah, but then they're going to do it. Give it a couple of weeks. Give it 21 days. 21 days. I told myself I'm going to give it 21 days.
Yeah,
Let's see how it goes. 21 days.
Theoretically now, the research is telling us that habits are actually 66 days. But it's still only 2 months, right? And anything where there is change is going to be uncomfortable because you're breaking habits of being you. You're breaking the habit of snoozing the alarm button. And again, if you've got a soul-sucking job and you're not going to leave and you can't see a way out, I think even more important to get up and grab a couple of hours or an hour in the morning to enjoy the hour before you go to the soul-sucking job. Exactly.
Take some time for yourself.
If you like. So you mentioned there the Hal Elrod book, Savers. So should we just quickly tell them what he suggests? So in the Savers book,
well, it's called The Miracle Morning. For those of you on YouTube, I'm holding it up, but he does mention Savers.
What's Mara holding up today? So basically with Savers, he talks about these 6 activities, and I think he suggests like 10 minutes each, doesn't he? But he also says, if you are, and there are crazy, freaky people that are in the Miracle Morning Facebook group that are like, I'm getting up at 4. I'm getting up, whatever. Like, I do need some sleep.
Does it occur to you that us saying to get up at 5, people are going to call us those crazy?
Absolutely, that's fine. And I've got no problem with that. I'm crazy. You know what? When I first started the Miracle Morning, I refused 5 o'clock. I got up at 6 o'clock. Right? So you can strengthen the muscle by doing the smaller steps.
Right.
So if right now you get up at 7 and you rush around like a blue ass fly and you're prepared to go 6:30, then do 6:30 for a couple of weeks, and then go 6 for a couple of weeks. I can pretty much guarantee that if you use that time wisely, it changes so much. Like my productivity's gone through the roof, and actually I found myself having more energy because I'm so excited by the fact that I'm getting so much done earlier on in the day. My afternoons really are like a whole big treat time for me.
Well, not only that, you don't expel all of your energy rushing around in the morning to get out, or get your day started. That you're not, like you just rush, and then all of a sudden you get to where you need to go, whether it's, your office at home or your office outside or just the kitchen. You're just like, oh, okay, that's over. I'm finally there. I'm done. Like, you've expelled so much energy rushing around to do it that it's exhausting.
And it's really, really bad for your health. Like, that's really not good for your adrenals, and cortisol levels go up. You get stress fat around your belly, and then you can't lose weight. And then we go back to the last episode.
Right.
So the 6 things. So although he recommends 10 minutes of each, he also says if you're very time compressed or you're just starting out, start with a minute of each. So you go from 60 minutes to 6 minutes, and then you can keep increasing. So the 6 things that he talks about, the first one is silence. Me and Mara are not very good at that.
I actually am. I love silence in the morning. I may not be a quiet person, but I do love silence in the morning.
He calls it purposeful silence. So it's really giving yourself that space to, whether you want to be in gratitude, whether, and I don't generally tend to sit in silence. I've got a 5-minute goddess meditation that I listen to, but I come downstairs and I do it on a cushion and look out into the garden while I'm doing it. And again, although he puts, you can kind of put the order in place. I don't do that until everybody else has left the house. I do other stuff first. He's got affirmations. He's got visualization. We all know how powerful visualization is. Some kind of exercise, and it doesn't mean to say you've got to go do an insanity class, right? You could do 10 sun salutations. You could do some qigong or some tai chi. Reading. I can't remember what the stats are now, but the amount that the most influential entrepreneurs read is phenomenal. Like, they're all bookworms. And then he calls it scribing because he obviously had to make it fit. Otherwise, it would have made journaling. Otherwise, it would have made. Who says scribing? So yeah, journaling, writing. But like you said, Mara, you've made your own sort of ritual type thing in the morning. What do you do generally?
Right. So I just kind of use that as a guide. I tried to stick to his stringent, and it just kind of didn't feel natural and fluid to me. So I get up at 5 a.m. Of course, the dogs need to go outside immediately and want to get fed. How dare they? So I kind of take care of them, but I'm the first one up. It's quiet. There's no one else in the house. And then I will do a little bit of reading. Sometimes I do a little bit of meditating. Sometimes I don't. I always do my gratitude journal in the morning. Then I might even troll Facebook a little bit, but I actually set timers to do that kind of stuff. I utilize my phone a lot for that stuff. So, and then I have different alarms that go off. Whoops. What is that? What was that? An alarm went off. No, I have different alarms that go off throughout the morning to remind me that I need to move on to the next thing. So I have an alarm that gets me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it literally says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. Get up out of bed. And then I have a 6 o'clock on 3 days a week that tells me, okay, your alarm's off. It's time for you to get dressed and go work out. So it's really cold here right now. So I get and go to the treadmill, but I prefer to go outside and run those steps that you were talking about. Was it this episode or the one before that?
The one before that, yeah.
Yeah. So, but basically for me, it's quiet time. It's reading time. It's journaling time. I like to do my gratitude. Sometimes I'll meditate. It's kind of what feels right for me at that moment, or what I feel like I need to work on. And then I have different alarms throughout the day that kind of remind me to do other things.
And I think what I just want to open up here, because I've known you for so long, is that where Mara and I are at now is years worth of personal development. And what we're trying to help you to see is that because we've done it And I think we both started very slowly, but over the last year, it's kind of been exponential in how dedicated we are to grow. That, you know, we want to see you being able to shorten the journey by just doing these small little things. You know, if you read the book, The Slight Edge, if you read the book, The 5 a.m. Club, which I'm going to come on to in a minute, the theme is always the same. It is the small, seemingly inconsequential daily acts that make the biggest difference in your life. And I cannot tell you how true that is. You know, I get so many clients that get like, they're like, oh my God, Louise, we've been working for like 3 months. Why am I not feeling like the way that you can? I'm like, okay, it's only been 3 months. You've been living this shitty way for like 45 years. Let's give it a bit of time. And then literally this past week, every single one of my clients has gone to me this week in some way, holy crap, I've just had this massive shift. Got to be careful what I say. I could have said something wrong there. Shift with a F. And, you know, it's been in their career, it's been in their day job, it's been in their relationships, it's been in just recognizing that, oh my God, I felt like I felt different this week in the way that I showed up in my life. So, you know, you can do that kind of stuff. You've got the Brendan Burchard talks about his 20-20-20, which is mentioned in the 5 a.m. Club as well, but I haven't got to how he defines it. But so Brendan Burchard, who, if you don't know, where have you been?
Your head is in the sand.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's King Brendan. And, you know, he's like he's the archangel of scheduling and organization and, you know, being super focused. And his 20-20-20 is, I think he reads for 20 minutes, he moves for 20 minutes, some kind of, you know, body opening stretches, and then he plans his day for 20 minutes. And that's his thing. He said, but then you'll see me walking around the house like some kind of madman while I'm trying to, you know, I think he said this when we was at the training, and he was like, you know, I do it in the morning, I can walk around a little bit like he's letting things filter through into his head. Mm-hmm. One thing I'd say if you wake up at 5 a.m. is do not go on your phone for at least the first 60 minutes of your day, please, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely essential that you don't do that. So let's go to the 5 a.m. Club. I started reading that Monday. I cannot put it down.
Oh, I can't wait to get it. I ordered it. It's on order. I can't wait to get it.
It's strangely written. I'm kind of a little bit confused by the story, but at the same time, absolutely loving it. It's, for me, it's written a lot like, in some respects, the Motivation Manifesto, which is a Brendan Burchard book. Again. But I just absolutely adore this book. I love the way that, you know, it's written. I love the way that it's, you know, opening up. I love the fact that for me, there's so many little statements and so many little sentences that I have to kind of asterisk and just, even though, and this is one thing, in personal development, you'll hear a lot, oh God, I know that. Can't believe they're charging for that. And I bet you're not doing it. You're not
exactly.
Right? You're not doing it consistently. Otherwise, you wouldn't be saying that.
Right. You don't have anybody to hold you accountable, which I think is important to do, is have somebody to hold you accountable, at least to start for the first few months, for the first 90 days or something. Because then, as you already stated, 66 days after that, it should be a habit.
Yeah. And knowing and doing are not the same. And that's the, you know, you've seen in my group that I talked about transformation this week. Like, there's this whole freaking buzzword, isn't there? And I use it a lot, like transformational training. Only if you do it. That should be like the tagline. So I like the word transformation, because you get the transformation when you take freaking goddamn action every day. And do not underestimate the transformation that will happen for you if you do just 3 things that we've talked about over the last few episodes. So cutting out pizza, putting your social media down and talking to your husband and your children, and getting up half an hour earlier.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I'd like to mention that it's even though I've been doing it since September, it's not always easy. There's sometimes I cuss about it. There's sometimes I lay my head back down and I'm like, oh, geez, I don't want to do it. And then automatically that little thing comes in my head again. Snooze your alarm, snooze your life. I don't want to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here I am. I'm going to jump up out of bed.
It's almost like you've got to be saying to yourself, what am I saying about my life if I don't want to get out of bed?
Right.
Like, if I don't want to go out and make the most of every single freaking day, there's a huge, I don't know if I put it up in the group, but there was a page in the 5 a.m. Club talking about how it's important that we understand that, you know, our life is a gift. And so for any of you that have lost people, particularly when those people weren't ready to go, not that I think anybody's ready to go, but if they're younger,
right,
you know, you should really be valuing life, because whether you feel like you're here to make an impact or not, you know, you're an impact in the life that you live. And you were like, the chances of you specifically being born are like 1 in a trillion, right? You were meant to be here, and you weren't meant to live this mediocre life where you're like, I'm going to live for the weekend, or I'm going to live for my 2-week holiday. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got to start thinking there's more to life than that. So the 5 a.m. Club, I highly, highly recommend. Now, and like I say, it hasn't got to be 5 a.m. to start with. If you'd have said 5 a.m. a year ago, I'd have kicked you in the fanny, right?
And that's exactly how I felt too. I thought, oh, especially when you work from home, you're like, I can get up whenever I want to, because I work from my own house. Exactly. I make my own rules.
And then when you roll out of bed at 10 and then you're still working at 10 o'clock at night because you didn't get everything done and you feel like crap, and now you're not talking to your husband, and then, oh, look, 10 years later you're getting divorced. But, you know, it all starts with the mac and cheese.
Here we are with the mac and cheese again.
So what I really want to sort of say about that as well is the other benefits. So I don't currently get up at 5 unless so I set my alarm for 5:30 because my husband's alarm goes off at 5:30. Mm-hmm. And because he does a lot of driving, I don't want my alarm to go off and then me to wake up when I go out and start using the bathroom and all that. So if I wake up earlier, I will lay in bed and I'll sneak out and turn my alarm off. Mm-hmm. But what's happened for us as well is that I get up and I go straight downstairs and make us a drink. I come back to bed and I switch the light on and I start reading straight away, because I feel really luxurious when I'm in my bed with my coffee, reading a book. It feels like, ooh, I've made it, because I can do this in the morning.
I love that. When you said you went down to make yourself a drink, the first thing I thought of is, what kind of drink is she making? But you meant coffee or tea or something, right?
I think I just fix myself a gin and tonic in a high
Just waking up with a gin and tonic. Waking up with a gin and tonic is something totally different. Yes, sorry.
That's weekends only. But what that's done for us is, even though obviously I'm reading, we're having little conversations, and he sees that as a language of love because I'm bringing up a cup of tea, and when the kettle's boiling, I'm getting his vitamins out and I'm making sure that his lunch is ready. And it's really just, it's one of those things that's just starting to really reconnect us. And so before I started doing this again at the beginning, because I started doing savers a long time ago, and then I got talked myself out of it because I became disconnected with my mission. Mm-hmm. And got caught up in my success markers. So it's like, oh, well, I'm not earning enough money, I'm going to just fucking give up on life and da-da. Mm-hmm. Had a good talking to myself, and obviously went out to Arizona in November, signed up with my coach in December, and was like, right, 2019 is the year that everything changes for me, like the whole thing. And so my thing now is this what a high performance coach would do? If I want to walk the talk, so that's like your buzzer, your alarm thing, that's what goes off in my head. Right. And it's just that whole thing of, being aware of the impact of, of that whole reconnection. How do I want to start my day? And, I can, when I'm downstairs in the morning and I'm just, now once upon a time I've been like, oh my God, it's still dark outside. And now I come down and go, oh, like the moon looks really pretty. Or, why is next door garden, why is there light on next door? Who's up already?
Or how about you get to watch the sunrise? Yeah. That's what I love.
It's really, really lovely. And so for those of you that are really rebelling against this and you're sitting there with your face all screwed up,
I can feel them already. I know.
Just give it a go, and pick a couple. And again, think about things that would make you feel good in the morning. So maybe for you, it's just getting up, and instead of rushing into the supermarket or the petrol station on the way to work to get your lunch, you give yourself 20 minutes to make something healthy. Guess what happens? You save money, you eat better, your energy goes up, you might lose a little bit of weight. All of these daily actions are never they're never making improvements in one area. They're always got this ripple effect that goes outward, and it just keeps up leveling you over and over again. So like with the high performance coaching, I could coach somebody through the 12 platforms of high performance coaching literally forever, because there is always another area that you can improve upon. Always there is, you know, even if you think you're functioning at a level 10, there'll be a way that you can bring more joy into that, more happiness. So when you're thinking about your miracle morning or your 5 a.m. club or whatever you want to call it, think about things like, oh, what would feel good? So for me, it feels really good this time of year to luxuriate in sitting in my bed to read my book. But once it gets warmer, I will come downstairs and I will sit in my garden in my pajamas and I'll read my book with my coffee out there. And that
I was just going to say that. I can't wait to see your garden, by the way. But I was just going to say that. Like, I'm going to sit out I have my porch that I like to call my happy place.
Yeah.
Get a nice little lounge chair, sit out on my porch and do all of the things that I do now. I'm cozy in my office and warm. I love it.
It's you know, it's the same as soon as it gets a little bit warmer, like I take my workouts outside in the garden, because there is something about being outside and just being in nature, and I don't know, I just love it. And I say, like, me and Mara, we know that we were definitely you know, snooze lovers, mattress lovers, and we just made that decision. And again, it's just given, for me, it's just had such a massive effect, and I know it has on you, because I saw this transformation in just such a short period of time. So our red shoe action for today, guess what's coming? We're going to challenge you. We're going to challenge you to decide what new time you're going to get up. Right? And then we're going to challenge you to say, what will you do with that time? Right? Maybe for some of you, what I used to love when my kids lived at home, and I used to like doing this in the winter, I used to make like these, not like proper American pancakes, like skinny pancakes, and I'd put like cranberries and orange zest in them, so they smelt like Christmas, and we'd sit and have breakfast together. Right, a lot of families don't get a chance to do that right now. So it might just be preparing a nice breakfast. You know, it might be just sitting in your favourite chair and reading a book for 10 minutes instead of scrolling through Facebook and looking at the news. Right, don't read the news.
Yeah, don't read the news first thing in the morning, please.
Yeah,
don't do
that's
that.
just bleh.
Unless you're going to read good news, something uplifting and that's going to make you feel good about the rest of your day. Yeah.
So red shoe action this week. What time will you commit to getting up to for at least the next 21 days? And what will you do with your extra time? Please come share over at the YouTube channel, either in the comments to the podcast or over in our Facebook page at Red Shoe Lounge.
Thank you, Louise. I love that red shoe action. And remember, everybody, your life is your choice, and choose it wisely.